What's up, Blasianeers and Blasianettes? I am about to review this first season of The Walking Dead. Now, there's gonna be spoilers, so if you have not watched the show by now, you may want to get up off this video, because I'm gonna fuck it up for you. So that is your warning. Now, I have to admit, when they started showing advertisements for it back in 2010, I thought to myself, zombie show, really? Good luck getting to season 2 with that. I'm not watching that shit. Zombie movies are not that compelling to me. So, why would I want to watch a TV show based in, where the story is based in that world? Why the fuck would I want to, watch that? But, my one of my favorite shows, Smallville, in its last season, sometime after that, and I've been looking around for shows for me to get into. Like, what shows can I watch now? What is there to watch now? And then a friend of mine suggested The Walking Dead, and I'm like, oh, okay, so what? It's really that good? And then so I took him by his word, and then gave it a shot. And then right after I watched the pilot, it did something that none of the movies ever did. No George A. Romero movie or any Resident Evil movie, none of those no other zombie-based story has done what this show has done. Which it made me gravitate towards the characters, and it made me feel for the characters, and it just I did not imagine in a million years that a story based in the zombie apocalypse would do that. Like, wow. From the moment Rick Grimes wakes up and in the hospital in the middle of the zombie apocalypse, and he has to come to terms with the world that he lives in now. Either you kill these things or they kill you. And so he's still pre-apocalyptic, even though he does, come to terms with having to kill these undead creatures who used to be people. He came to terms with that, but beyond that, that is out of line. I guess for him in this case, that is the beginning stages of his evolution. So, and it's an interesting story. How he sets out to find his family and go to the CDC and hopefully find some kind of vaccine for what's spreading throughout global, global catastrophe and shit. You know what I mean? And and I gotta say, when we first see Lori and Carl, I don't know why, but I knew right from the jump that it was them. I did not read the comics until after season 1, after I sat through season 1. I don't know. I don't know why or how I knew it was them, because who hasn't, if for people who didn't read the comic and whatnot, you would think, okay, who are these people that Shane is protecting? And who's that? What's going on here? But when and then you see in the picture sometime after they introduced Lori and Carl that it's Rick's family. I don't know how I knew that it was them. I guess watching way too much TV kicks up your ability to put two and two together. But when I rewatched the pilot, I'm like, how the fuck did I know that? How did I know that? I couldn't. I don't know why. I could have sworn the first time I watched it. I don't know. You know how you watch something the first time and you're not really sure if you heard something right, or you think you heard something, but it turns out it wasn't. You just have to watch it again. That's what this was, and I thought their names were mentioned, but they weren't. And I get why they did that, but they just failed at keeping me in the clouds. I'm just like, yeah, that's Rick's family. and and I gotta say, from when the pilot ended and Rick is trapped in the tank, I'm like, there's no way he's getting out of there. There's no way he's getting out of there. And I'm like, oh, Okay, so he made it out of there. That's fucking amazing. I mean, even to this day, that still amazes me. Like, he got out of that tank without a walker touching him. Like, holy fucking schnitzels. And also, like when they're on their way back to the camp, and I get it, they had to set off the car alarm, to get the walkers away. But as they're on their way back to the camp, I'm like thinking to myself, why the fuck don't you pull over and turn that alarm off? That's gonna draw them up there. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I mean, I was surprised at that. Like, hey, go ahead, pull over. I gotta turn off the alarm now. I mean, but and then when Rick finally does reunite with his family, when you see Carl look at Rick and Rick looks back at him, and then they embrace each other. Man, no matter how many times I watch that, I get major feels. I mean, like, seriously, if you don't get feels during that scene, or you haven't gotten feels during that scene, then there is something wrong with you. You are not human. Oh my gosh. And then when later on that night, when Rick and Lori are they're getting ready for bed, and then they have sex for the first time since Rick has woken up from his coma, and then and then Shane is on the RV all pissed and shit and all depressed, on watch, like, this is some bullshit. Some fucking bullshit, man. Some bullshit, man. He didn't say that, but that's what he was thinking. And I'm gonna confess to you guys, when we first meet Daryl, I hated him. I hated him. I hated him basically almost throughout season 1. I'm thinking, okay, they just handcuffed his asshole brother. I mean, like, and I'm thinking, oh no, his brother, Daryl's probably worse. He's probably no better than he is. I mean, that's what I thought during season 1. But there were moments where where I'm like, okay, there may be some hope for you after all. And then when he brings up his brother again, I'm like, holy shit, this guy's a fucking dick. But I think by now that we know that's not the case. Like, they are. Like me, I'll touch bet more based on that in my season 2 review. But and when they come across the Vatos, when Rick has to go back into town to get his bag of weapons and the walkie-talkie, I mean, like, you're thinking, okay, first human threat, holy fuck. But no, I mean, there are people trying to protect their own. They're trying to protect the elderlies that were left behind, and we know that's I think we're pretty sure, like, unless they had a bigger camp and a more secure camp, they are all screwed. I mean, seriously. I mean, I thought there were just a couple of gangsters just trying to be like, oh, I'm going to take your weapons, I'm going to take it all, take it all, take it all. But no, I mean, they're just trying to protect these poor people who were left behind. Like, shit. I mean, like, I think the producers confirmed that they are gone, that the Vatos and the people that they were protecting are gone. I'm pretty sure they are. But and then, like, when the camp is overrun and they have to leave, I mean, damn, I felt bad for Andrea. Holy fuck. And man, and I felt bad for Carol too. Like, prior to that, where she has an abusive husband and whatnot, and Shane's beating the living snot out of him, even though he's really, really filled with rage, and he's really taken his rage out on this guy, pretty much. That's what he was basically doing. Holy shit. And when they have to leave, they have to push further away, and like, and shit. And then they eventually end up at the CDC, and they lost some people along the way, like before they have to leave. But shit. And then when they get to the CDC, I mean, like, you're thinking it's a safe haven, but no, I mean, it really isn't. It really isn't. And and it's there, and then there's a guy there, a scientist that is ready to die. I mean, and And he's like, why do you want to go? Why do you want to fight through this world? I mean, don't you want it to end here? Don't feel any, have a painless death, And some of them don't want it, and a couple of them do want it. Like, I don't want to take my chances being ripped apart by the dead, and I want to end it right here and now. I mean, some people are like that, where they don't want to fight through this world, and holy shit, but. How many of you people crack up when it gets to that line when Rick goes like this, like, "We don't kill the living." Oh man, I can't tell you how many times I chuckle every time that scene comes up. I'm just like, and that's what he thinks. Oh man, and I gotta say, I did not think I would gravitate toward this season. I mean, like the one thing I did not like about this season is when walkers would pick up random objects, like when the little walker girl picked up the teddy bear. I mean, it was a nice effect for the scene, but when you look back on it, like they really shouldn't do that. I mean, I get what the original showrunner was trying to do, but when you look back on it, like, nah, that's just me. But it still is a great, solid season, and I love it. I love how much I gravitated towards the lead character. It's great. It left a lot of doors open, like, where's Merle? Where's Morgan? What's going on? What happens from here? And Rick still didn't find out that Lori and Shane were doing the badonkey, like during his coma and whatnot. But this gets 4.5 chair spins out of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5, baby. So leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of season 1. And if you were at the CDC, would you stay with Jenner and get blown up, or would you leave with Rick and try to push forward? Me, I would go with Rick, because it's Rick fucking Grimes. It is Rick Grimes we're talking about here. Why would you not want to rally behind this guy? For realsies. Come on. I mean, come on. But if you decide to stay with Jenner, at the CDC, but I'm not going to judge. Not going to judge. I mean, there may be a chance where I may have done that too, but hey, it's Rick Grimes. I would rally behind him. Most likely. So if you guys enjoyed this review on my season 1 review on The Walking Dead, make sure you thumb up the video and make sure you click subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll be doing season 2 very soon. And in the meantime, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.